Good morning once again. So, just like I told you, we are going to look at simple tenses, and under simple tenses, we have simple present, simple past, and simple future. So, let's start with simple present. And under simple present, there are two ways of forming a simple present. That is by having the base of the word, which is a verb, and then you add s on it. For example, he works, she works, it works. Then another way is by adding es to the base of the word. For example, I watch, she watches, I study, he studies. And then we have the general rules that are always used when forming simple present. One, a general truth, something that cannot be changed. It is obvious. It is the way it is. For example, the sky is blue. We all know that the sky is blue, and we cannot change that. We also have number two, a typical activity, something that somebody frequently does it. For example, I always brush after I eat. Bob watches TV every night. Sarah works 5 days a week. Number three, a statement of something existing at the time of speaking. I hear the train coming. I smell smoke. Number four, a scheduled event or activity, e.g., my plane leaves at 8:30 tomorrow. So that's all about the present, simple present tense. And then down there is an exercise. So make sure you do that exercise. Then let's move on to simple past tense. So when we want to form simple past tense, the word, we simply add ed to the base of the word, which is always a verb. For example, I work. So if you want to talk about past tense, it will be I worked yesterday. And there's also two types of formation of these verbs. We have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. Regular verbs whereby we simply add ed or d to form the past tense, but irregular ones, these are the ones that they don't have a formula. They don't have a format for them to be formed. For example, we have a word like he ate lunch at noon. Present tense is eat, but the past tense is ate. So this is an irregular. We don't have the formula or the format or the pattern that we can use for us to form these irregular verbs. For example, you can have the word like buy. The past tense of the word buy is bought. So that's how they are. We have the general rules down there. An activity began and completed at a particular time in the past. For example, I went to work yesterday morning. Number two, commonly used with after and before clauses. For example, after Bob ate dinner, he drove to CEC. Another example, the student arrived in class before the teacher. And last but not least, used to, past habit, used to. And then we have the base form. For example, I used to ride horses when I was a kid. So that was it. Down there you see the exercise. The words are in brackets. For example, the first one, we'll do it together. I dashed to the mall after school. Word in bracket is go. So the past tense of the word go is went. So I went to the mall after school. So that work also make sure you do it. That will be number 2 to number 10. And submit the work in my inbox. Lastly, we are looking about past future. We have the will plus base form. So I will work tomorrow. It talks about something that will happen in future. Or am is are plus going to, and then the base word. For example, I am going to work tomorrow. She is going to eat dinner at AL's restaurant. We are going to study Unit 1 tonight. We have the rules there. General rules. Number 1, a future event or activity, something that will happen in future. Our break will begin at 8:10. I will study later. I am going to study later. Secondly, use will, not going to. For example, wait a second. I will help you with that sofa. If you try to move it by yourself, your back will be out for a week. Last but not least, use going to. For example, I am going to mow my lawn tomorrow. I am going to mow my lawn tomorrow. So there you can either use the will or going to. So that's all about simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. Down here you can see the exercise. Why are you holding a piece of paper? Then there's a B, so we have person A and B. I dash a letter to my friends back home in Texas. So it will be, I am going to write a letter to my friends back home in Texas. So you do that exercise too, number 3 to number 6. Please do the exercise and always remember to submit the work. You've not been submitting your work. Please submit the work after finishing. Have a good day.